Let's check that the camera is okay, guys. Okay, everything seems to be okay. Fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Grand rising, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope everything is okay. This is Denzamos, and you're welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you're new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality. I talk about personal and self-development. And if that's what resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share this video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. Now, I've been seeing a lot of comments many times. People are talking about somebody's doing witchcraft on me, somebody's doing witchcraft on me, this one is doing spells, this one is doing black magic. And that story can go on and on and on. I've seen a lot of those kind of comments. Now, the question is, why is that person doing witchcraft on you? That is the very first question you need to ask yourself. Why are they doing witchcraft practices on you? The very first thing you guys need to understand about these people, these kind of individuals, you are dealing with bots, okay? I don't have to spell that word for you. You are simply dealing with bots. You are dealing with people without a soul. Anybody without a soul does not go somewhere and start sending black magic and witchcraft to somebody, just trying to destroy their lives. That means that you're dealing with bots. These kind of individuals, it has come to that extent, to that level where the very moment I figure out anybody that is around me, the moment I sniff that energy off of them, that they are involved in witchcraft stuff and all this voodoo stuff and black magic, let me promise you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to send those people packing straight away. I do not have any business with anybody that is dealing with witchcraft, because the very first sign that you're actually a bot is when you have the time to go somewhere out there and start dealing with those kind of dark arts and black magic just to try to destroy somebody else. Okay? Now, a lot of these, you empaths are very familiar with this. A lot of you empaths have been involved with narcissists over the years. Narcissists are bots, okay? They have sold their soul consciously or unconsciously so many years ago. Now, the very moment a person loses their soul, they are going to be taken over by entities. These are very dark entities. So they will invite those entities, whether consciously or unconsciously, and those will be very dark entities. And usually what is going to happen is that you now start to deal with the bot. The very first thing this bot will do, the bot is going to, if you give them a lot of time, okay, because me now I don't give them I don't give them even 1 minute. If you give them a lot of time and they will penetrate and come into your life, they are going to first of all put you to sleep. The reason why they are attacking you is because there is something in you that is either threatening them, or there is something in you that they want from you. They could be trying to steal your power, your energy, or they could just be trying to steal something from you because they want it for themselves. They could be just doing something out of jealousy, envy, maybe sometimes hatred, because they don't like your swag. They don't like the way you move. They don't like the things you do. And your existence alone is very intimidating for them, because again, we're dealing with bots. Now, I was asleep for 7 years, a little more over 7 years, in a narcissistic relationship. I didn't even know that I was dealing with a bot. And the reason of that sleep was because this bot, and I think this is the same thing that usually happens with empaths, This bot does not have any good intentions for you. They need your energy, but they have got to siphon that energy without your without you being conscious. Okay, so because when you are conscious, you're not going to give them the space to do that. So they come in and put you to sleep, and then they will start their practices. Siphoning your energy day by day. The spiritual narcissist tried this with me. The spiritual narcissist tried this with me for a couple of days, and I figured it out, of course, in a couple of maybe weeks or something, and I was out of there. Normally, I could also remember another incident when I was in the dysfunctional family system. I have been a sleep empath as well for 40 years. And I didn't understand that this entire time I'd been dealing with the bot. Okay? When I woke up, I would now figure out all this dark activity that had been happening throughout my entire life that I was not even aware about. When I got this awakening, it sent me into shock. And I was like, okay, I need to pack myself out of this family system. I had no business with that system. You see, these bots can only affect you when you're in a certain vibration. Let me repeat this one more time. These bots and what they are doing and all the magic they are making, all the spells they are sending your way, they can only affect you when you're in a certain vibration. If you're an empath who is, like I've told you in the beginning of this video, who is struggling with black magic, you're talking about black magic, somebody send you voodoo, somebody send you witchcraft, don't worry about this kind of stuff. The only reason why you're being affected is because you are coming from a place of low vibration. So you are actually vibrating low. That is why those things are affecting you, because they are meeting you at your lowest point. If you're the person I'm talking about, at the end of this video, I don't want to share our secrets with these bots. So you're going to have to get in contact with me, and we're going to have to book a session, okay? So we might have to do a session and go through so many things that you might have dealt with over the years, and I'll tell you what you need to do. Because I don't want to give these people, these bots, any chance to know what you're planning to do, okay? Because a lot of these bots are watching these videos. Now, like I've said, this black magic, what they're doing. So first, let me talk about the spells even before I go with the black magic. Let me talk about the spells. Now, let me tell you something. When you're living with a bot, you are living with a low vibrational entity. A low vibrational entity is already full of hate automatically. That's why you see a lot of these narcissistic parents. They hate you for no reason. They resent you. They torture you all the time. They are so jealous about you because they are bots. Not only about the things they do, even the words they speak, they will become spells. Are you empaths following this program now? When you are around a bot, not only will they do things to harm you, even the words they say, those words are going to become spells. And actually, yes, I know that we all say things and these things become spells. But when you're talking with the bot, when you're dealing with the bot, you are directly dealing with spells being thrown towards your way. When I was in the dysfunctional family system, I had things many years ago when I was a kid. You're worthless. You're stupid. You're stupid and you're stupid. I was thinking in my mind that at that tender age, you're talking to a child, and the only thing the child hears is you're stupid. So this is like you're programming that child to become stupid. And usually, these kind of spells also are going to become that child's life, because you have already cast so many spells on that child, and now that child believes everything that you've told them in their mind. Even sometimes you're going to see them starting to act very stupid. If you're a child out there, okay, if you're a kid out there, if you're a man, woman out there, and you have a parent, and the only thing you hear from them is you're worthless, you will never succeed, you will never do that, and you will never do this, you're stupid, you're hopeless, all those kind of things are spells. Somebody is casting a spell. These bots are casting spells on you. At some point in time, you're going to start to experience those things that I've been telling you over time. If a person has been telling you, for example, that you will never succeed, you may sometimes start to experience that everything that you touch will not be successful. That thing has happened to me. Okay, when I woke up from this the narcissistic family dynamic, and I was able to add all these pieces together, that's when I knew that for the most part of my life, all the challenges I've been facing over time, most of them were spells that were cast many years ago. Because again, you're dealing with bots. So in this case, what I would advise you, like for the work empaths who are trying to wake up, the very first thing what you need to do is you have got to denounce. Okay, I'll not tell you the other. I'll not talk about the other deep stuff. But the very first thing you have to do is actually the first thing you need to do is to detach from those individuals. So you see, when you're telling you these things of get away from the narcissist, as much as we know that is a very difficult thing to do. Okay, we have all struggled to get away from the narcissistic individuals. Yes, but you have got to find a way to get away. There is no way. Let me promise you, empaths, I do not even care who you are. There is no way you are going to be able to shine when you're living under darkness. There is no way you are going to be able to actualize yourself, self-actualize when you're living in the house with a bot. I do not have to repeat this any more time because I've said it a million times in these videos. Your light will start shining the very moment you get away from a bot. Because again, continuously, that bot is going to continuously tell you things and do things consciously and unconsciously that are going to keep you in the loop, because they also want you to become bots. When you're living with a bot, you're also going to become a bot. So when you're talking about a lot of these black magic, witchcraft spells, a lot of these voodoo, people complaining about voodoo, oh, my mother did this and my father did this. You're even aware who did this kind of practices. The very first thing you do, you have got to cut every form of connection you have got with them. The very first thing you do, I repeat, you are going to cut off any form of communication you have with that bot. And I would care less if that bot is your mom. I would care less if that bot is your wife. The wife you sleep with every day in your bed. If they are your husband, I would care less. If you have identified you're sleeping with a bot, the very first thing you do, cut off any form of communication, even remove those numbers from your phones. Get as far away as you can from those individuals. Do not grant them any access to you. That is the very first thing you are going to do when you're trying to heal and protect yourself. You have to get away from these bots. Another thing you're going to do, yes, is very important for you to denounce, because you see, the unawakened empath will be more affected, will be probably more affected than the awakened empath, because the awakened empath, those guys already know what time it is. They know what to do. They know how to protect themselves. They know what they need to do to clear their energy. Okay, they have all these insights and wisdom and information and knowledge. So they are not going to be attacked by those bots because they already know what they need to do and how to protect themselves. But the unawakened empaths don't know how to protect themselves. They're going to be attacked the most. The awakened empath is a person who has remembered their light. Okay, you remember who you are, that you are this light being. Okay, not only that, you are also understanding that you have got to take back your power from all the people and circumstances and situations around you. Anybody that you've ever invested your power in, whether it was your pastor in the church, whether it was your brothers, your sisters, it does not matter how much you thought that you love those people. The very first thing you do is to get your power, first of all, back to you. So you command your power back to you, okay? Because those people over time, they have been taking your power away from you, okay? Because remember, they had to first of all make you forget who you are. So you have been living most of these years like a bot. You have been living like them because you have been around their energy. So you forgot your light. You command your power upon your awakening. The very first thing you do, command your power back to you. I don't know what kind of prayers you're using, what kind of belief you are. Command your power back to you. You have got the power of command. Command that power they have taken from you back to you. And now use that power for your own growth and your own development. You might ask yourself a question, empaths, that why is it that so many times when you have been dealing with this kind of bots, for the longest of time, yes, you are slowed down, because I've told you these bots normally they will slow you down with so many things. They will slow down your progress, they will crumble your businesses, they will make you bankrupt, they will give you STDs and all these kind of things. When you awaken, the very first thing what happens to the empath, you're going to remember your light. That light that they have been dimmed, that light of yours that has been dimmed for years, you will usually remember your light. When you remember your light, ladies and gentlemen, there is some energies that you detach from. Now, let me tell you something what happened when I was waking up after abuse. So when I awakened after abuse, I didn't even know unconsciously that I was starting to break trauma bonds. I was not even aware of this. I would later on figure out in a couple of days that what was that thing. Now, when I awakened after the narcissist, I think you guys have seen my video. It's called The Switch. I've done that video, so I think it's like probably 3-4 years ago. I explained the entire process when I was waking up after narcissistic abuse. There was something that lifted out of my chest. Empaths, I want you to listen to me. There is no reason for you to keep on hanging on these videos if you're not willing to break free. If you're not ready and you're going in circles, you don't want to break free, there's no reason for you to keep around hanging on to these videos, okay? Because then you're wasting time. When I woke up, on that particular day, I received my awakening. It was a very brutal awakening, I've told you guys. There is an energy that lifted off of me instantly. It was usually hanging around my chest. You see, these energies that you've been taking in all the time, normally they're going to sit around your chest. Is the reason as to why a lot of empaths, they have experienced some very unexplainable chest around their pain around their chest area. You feel like there is this chest, you can barely breathe. It's like something is taking your breath out of you. These demons have entangled you, and that energy is sitting normally around your chest. So for me, when I was going through that awakening, that is the very first thing I felt. It was lifting off of my chest. Because remember that the empath, when you remember your light, that energy starts lifting off of you. So that is how you start to break eventually the trauma bond. So the trauma bond actually starts, breaking a trauma bond usually starts with your awakening. Okay? For the most of the empaths that I know, most of your breaking trauma bonds, it usually starts with your spiritual awakening. When you have figured out and understood these demons that you've been dealing with. Because remember that again, they have always planned that you don't get caught. So when the empath remembers their light, a lot of spells, those energies that your parents cast on you many years ago, the witchcraft all those people did so many years ago, they have always been sitting in your energy, okay? And you've been moving around with these energies because that's what they wanted for you. Because again, remember that you're dealing with bots. Those energies, they're going to feel that light and they will start lifting off of you. Now, it's not the end of the story, because at the end of the day, there is still some work you're going to have to do. You're going to have to do over time. And you're going to have to do some form of work on yourself. But the initial breaking of those codes is when you have snapped and you have awakened. So all these things of black magic, what I'm trying to say in this video is that all this stuff of black magic, you hear people talking about black magic, oh, this one do voodoo and that one do this. There's a lot of guys, you guys from these countries, you know, there are a lot of countries that are very much involved with dark arts and stuff like that. The only thing they know is how to destroy people. Somebody is earning money. You can imagine that is their job. Somebody goes there, they pay them some money, and they're going to do some stuff to hurt some other people. You're dealing with bots, ladies and gentlemen. Your freedom will start when you learn how to break out of the matrix. So, like I've said, if that has been your case, you have got to get in touch with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let us go through these things step by step. I cannot tell you everything in one sentence. You could have been dealing with energy for the last 40 years, and there's a lot of work we need to do. So tell me what is your case, book a session, and let us go through this whole thing step by step. But you have to remember that because somebody sent to you an energy, okay, we're talking about those voodoo, whatever, black magic, those witchcraft, the spells, that was very negative energy that was sent towards you. It had nothing to do with you. that energy over time, it is going to lift off of you and it is going to go back and hit the owners, because that energy has been sitting with you. It wasn't your energy. So most of the times it lifts off of you and goes back to the owner because it came from somewhere. Okay, that energy came from somewhere. It did not come out of the blue. It goes back and it has got to meet the owner, and they've got to deal with their own energy. Okay, how they deal with that is not your business. So that's why I've told you, guys, a lot of times, do not worry too much about these things of black magic and witchcraft and spells. The people who send black magic to you, let me tell you something. Those people, they are dealing with the chosen one. I've told you people, let me tell you something. There is some people you cannot mess with. You could have slowed them over time. You did whatever it is you wanted to do with them. But those moments, those individuals wake up. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the end of some people. It's why you hear a lot of times, a couple of weeks, you awakened, your father passed away. A couple of months, you've been awakened, you started to hear your sisters pass away. This one is in hospital. That one got a cancer. This one lost this and that one lost that. It's because there is things they did to the wrong person. As long as you know you're a clean person, okay, you have got a clean heart, you do not have any negative intentions for anyone, you're going to be okay. I can promise you this. Love always wins. Okay? Love always wins. There is no amount of energy, there is no frequency that can outshine love. The only thing you need to do is to remember who you are. That's all. Okay? You remember who you are and you tap into your authenticity, and everything is going to take care of itself. Usually that energy, I've told you, is going to bounce back to the senders. There's something that people don't want to hear, but normally on this channel I tell you the truth. You know, there's no other way to enlighten you without telling you what the truth is. There's people who are going to die. Let me tell you something, people. There is people who are going to die. Anybody has harmed you, they have done something that is not supposed to be done. Those people, they are going to the grave. Those people are going to be in hospitals. They are going to lose everything they ever owned, as long as they have messed with you. I can promise you this. So, upon your awakening, don't take these things personal, ladies and gentlemen. I've always told you in my videos. Don't take a lot of this stuff personal. Just know that you was dealing with bots. There's nothing else they could offer because they've already been overridden and overtaken by entities. So they've been operating from a place of low vibration, and these entities wanted to use them for something that you had that was within you that they needed. Okay, that's what they actually somehow came along your path. Okay, and you met them somewhere along your journey. It's not personal, and you can heal from this. Okay, book a session like I've told you. Like the page, share, subscribe. You guys do know that I do love and appreciate your support. You can book a session with me if you want to. You could donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.